Why is it every time that people that claim to be things like a male feminist ally or a advocate for mental health, they clearly don't understand what either one of those things are? Mr. John Phipps doesn't appear to understand just about anything he claims to stand for. See, in my experience, many of these people that will dogpile and try to cancel people online generally have no principles. They don't have anything to stand on, and so they spend all day on Twitter. I don't know. Now, Melonie Mack is somebody that I've gotten to know over the past couple of months. And in my expert opinion, she's somebody who tends to be optimistic, tries to look for the best in people, but also isn't afraid to stand up for herself. Quality that is rarely found online. Now, in my early interaction with her, I remember looking first, I'm like, oh God, another gamer girl. And I was wrong. Very nice person, seems to play well with all sides. But that's not enough, because if you dare to show any compassion, which is all she did, then the mob will come for you. Yesterday, it was made clear that a gentleman needed to be banned from PAX for life. Mr. Super Soldier John Phipps. By the way, if you don't know who he is, I wouldn't blame you. He's had a couple of articles here and there. But the most important thing you need to understand, the very first thing he has in his Twitter profile is mental and emotional wellness advocate. Be good to each other. Okay. Why is it every time that these people just show themselves? Sorry to bring this back up, but this is important. What people like Melonie Mack are doing here are enabling abusers. Bob has done nothing anyone should be proud of. He's done it to multiple women over the decade. He is a bad person. He is not a victim. That's why you stalked his personal Facebook page, took screenshots of Melonie Mack's personal Facebook page messages, and what is the absolutely terrible thing she said to him? I've known you for like 10 years now. I don't think for a second you would deliberately make anyone uncomfortable. And the fact that you are seeking help and education speaks volumes. I support you on your journey to grow, to be the best person you can be. You're not a bad person. What a monster! What a monster. I mean, is she not allowed to have her opinion? And what I appreciate about her is, geez, I'm simping hard here. She even replies to him, it's just bullying at this point, ridiculous. I'm supporting someone getting help and hoping they can learn and do better. That's not something to be ashamed of. And then Laura comes in and tries to shame her too, and she still sends her around saying, I never said I didn't believe the victims, because I do. But I've also always believed him to be socially handicapped for the time I've known him, hence why I don't think he ever did anything with bad intentions. I support him seeking help. I believe people deserve a chance. What a monster. But that's not enough for these cancel culture losers. Now, look, I understand what it's like interacting with fans in the wild that sometimes don't understand boundaries. It's super rare. But it's happened. It's happened to me all my whole life. Many, a lot of socially awkward people out there. It's easier for me to brush off as a 6'5", 300-pound man than it is, a 5'3", 100-pound woman. I get that. I'm not going to be, totally insensitive to that. I also believe that this guy has acted out of pocket, out of line at PAX, and there seems to be a long history of it. But that is not enough for Super Soldier John Phipps. See, what had happened was this Liana Rupert reported him to PAX security, and he was banned for life. She did the right thing, right? She did the right thing. But now here we are in day 2, and they are relentlessly trying to drive this guy over the edge. That's all I can think. All I can think back is to the Alec Hawaka situation. This is playing out exactly the same. Did Alec do bad things? We'll never know. We never got a chance to hear his side. You have super soldier John Phipps, after the guy's been banned, looking for that internet clout. Now that everything's been out in the open, I'm going to talk about what I witnessed at PAX regarding Bob Workman. And more importantly, tell you what a powerful and courageous woman this other girl is. From the offset of PAX, Bob was relentlessly stalking Liana. From following her around at the convention to waiting at every one of her appointments to actually barging into one of them and pretending he worked for her and trying to get access to her. Again, not okay. Absolutely support a ban. Maybe not for life, but a 5-year ban or something like that. It got to the point where she stayed in her hotel room Friday night because Bob was circling the Westin lobby, hunting for her. Again, why not call the police then? Why not call the authorities? I do believe that it just wasn't worth it for her. But again, this isn't to back this Bob Workman gentleman. But I've talked to multiple people in the industry, and they all said the same thing, including, by the way, the woman who is continuing to dogpile on him today, 42 minutes ago. He's continuing to make alt accounts, sharing conversations, which I've never claimed didn't happen. I always had to walk on tiptoes with him and give him some conveniently cut, some certain parks, anything I can do to help. Report him. Report all the alt accounts. Well, why did this guy have your cell phone number? She's acting like the whole thing is acting like she had no idea who he was. Why did he have your personal cell phone number? Why were you texting back and forth? I met her back at PAX a while ago after the whole Szechuan sauce thing. I was excited she got on board for the project. I talked with her and a friend boasted about her coming on board. She quickly corrected me as if I was taking credit. I was just happy to have someone to work with. Check the Facebook photos. We worked fine for a while, but before our editor-in-chief, Miss You Bud, was let go on the site falling into disarray, we had writers that were coasting by and trying to get away with stuff. We had no sign of editorial control outside the check here and there. When we got excited about reveals during video game awards, the editor yelled at us and such, but we were fine. Then the sign started showing. These are all talking about, by the way, this is him. If you're going to make lame, inadequate public apologies about your bad behavior and claim you're going to get help, there's no better way than to nuke it all in orbit by doing this privately. Again, he talks about how she had berated him and these types of situations. I don't care. Look, I am absolutely convinced that Bob Workman didn't understand boundaries and probably needs to get educated a little bit about that. And sometimes people just will never learn. But it's interesting to me that John Phipps, mental health advocate and male feminist ally, would be continuing to stalk this guy down and then turn his sights on Melonie Mack, who did the absolute worst thing imaginable to these people, and show compassion. These people are monsters. John Phipps, in my opinion, is a monster. Everyone participating in this cancel culture, in my opinion, is a monster with a hole in their own self-esteem, a hole in their own self-worth that can only be filled by dragging others down to the bottom with them. This guy's been banned. All right. What else do you want? That's not enough. Now you've got to go on Twitter for several days dragging this guy's name until what? Until you find him hanging from a rope? Is that finally going to be enough for you? Super, soldier John Phipps. I thought you were such a tough guy. Why didn't you confront this guy and ask him to leave her alone? Instead, you took to Twitter. Why didn't you confront him IRL? Oh, I guess nobody could retweet that. You could have had a stern conversation with him about overstepping his boundaries, but instead you took to Twitter. And by the way, as of 40 minutes ago, he's still going. He's still going. Here's Amanda again. I'm so angry this morning and shaken to my core with rage. Following all this after PAX, I thought I would be support from behind the scenes, but I can't be silent. Now, here we go. Her story isn't mine, but it's familiar enough that it's unfettered, red-hot anger burns. Please retweet me. That's what this is. This Liana Rupert, Mass Effect game journo, she's my friend. She supported my work, my family, my emotional well-being. Please retweet me. Everyone, we need to bury this guy. I talked to Melonie about this guy, and she in no uncertain terms said that she believed he had some sort of mental issues, some maybe he's on the spectrum. I don't know. But these people are all pathetic. Good old John Phipps. Good old, who won't think of the digital pixels in Call of Duty Modern Warfare? John Phipps, who has taken the extremely high IQ take that forcing people to change their words, it really isn't censorship, is now trying to stand on this dude's bad behavior for internet clout. Make no mistake about it. Anyone participating in this at this point, dragging this guy publicly after he was already punished, are monsters.